Okay. Okay. So I hope everyone can see my screen. So let's open our Revit. So this is our Revit icon. So if you double click, so the Revit window will open. Okay. Okay, so this is our Revit window, and if you have already created your Revit file, so you can see the preview here. Okay, so you can click on that preview, or you can click here open, and you need to go your respective folder where you have save your file. So I will just click here open. Just click on this file. What happened? Yeah, it's open. Yes, so this is our file. Okay, so if you go to the structural tab, so you can see here grids. Okay, and if you go to here elevation, so you can see here level tab is active. Okay, so you need to check, you need to go in your elevation tab, then you can add your levels. So आपको समझ में आ गई बात?
सर मेरे में ना एलिवेशन शो हो रहा है ना लेवल शो हो रहा है।
ऐसे कैसे हो रहा है? ये टैब आया ही नहीं क्या आपके यहाँ पे?
नहीं ये है सर, बट ग्रिड शो हो रहा है, लेवल नहीं हो रहा। लेवल की जगह पे ऑफ दिख रहा है और नीचे स्ट्रक्चर प्लान जो प्रोजेक्ट ब्राउजर में स्ट्रक्चर प्लान लेवल 1 दिख रहा है, उसके आगे लेवल 2 लेवल 3 ये सब तो जो है ही नहीं, एलिवेशन भी नहीं है।
ये प्रॉपर डाउनलोड नहीं हुआ, इंस्टॉलेशन नहीं हुआ होगा फिर। ये आपको एक बार चेक करना पड़ेगा उस आईटी वाले से। ठीक है?
सर मेरे में
जी।
वो इंडिया नहीं आता है, डायरेक्ट यूएस जेनरिक वगैरह आता है, चलता है ना सर?
हाँ, चलता है। अभी तो कैसा है, प्रैक्टिस के लिए आप कर सकते हैं। और अगर आपको और चाहिए सो ऑटोडेस्क का वेबसाइट, वहाँ पे आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं टेम्पलेट फाइल। आप अगर वहाँ पे सर्च करेंगे टेम्पलेट फाइल,
हाँ,
आरटी फाइल, सो आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन वगैरह करना पड़ेगा। फिर आपको, आप वहाँ से भी डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं।
वो इंडिया के वाला।
यस, यस। ओके, सो ये लेवल का प्रॉब्लम बाद में देखेंगे हम। सो पहले आज का सेशन स्टार्ट करते हैं। अगर नहीं सॉर्ट आउट हुआ तो आपको अनइंस्टॉल करके वापस इंस्टॉलेशन करना पड़ेगा। वो मे बी प्रॉपर इंस्टॉलेशन नहीं हुआ होगा, तो वो चेक करना पड़ेगा। ओके, सो इन ओके, कैन यू म्यूट योरसेल्फ? यस। Okay, so yesterday we saw how to add column, then how to modify the column height. Okay, base offset and top level and base level. If you want to add some base offset, so you have option here, base offset and top offset. You can modify column length as per your requirement. Okay, and then yesterday we saw how to add this footing. Okay, isolated footing and all those things. Okay, so today we are going to see how to add the beam here. Okay, so if you click here beam, okay, so you can see the different types of beams here. Okay, so one category is concrete beam and one is your steel beam. So steel beam we will see later when we will come on steel structure. Okay, so right now concentrate on only concrete beam here for now. Okay, so suppose I want to add the beam at the ground level. Okay, so these are all my ground level, and I want to add a ground beam here. Okay, so if you click here, so you need to set first concrete. Okay, so here 300 by 600 and here 400 by 800, but I have design 500 by 600 or 500 by 800. Okay, so you can create here. Suppose what is my beam size here, 800. Okay, suppose I have designed 800 by 500. Okay, as per my design, so you can just create. So click here beam and click here edit type. Okay, and click here duplicate. Oops, sorry, I have select the wrong family. So you need to select concrete beam. Okay, and say edit type, and then you need to click here duplicate. Then you need to give your sizes. So first of all, you need to mention your x values. Okay, so you can see here b and h. Okay, so suppose my x value is 500. Okay, or 800. I will just match my column size. Okay, so 800 space cross into, suppose depth is 500. Okay, so this is my beam. Okay, and say here okay, then height means depth. You can choose here 500, and width is 800. Okay, and say okay. Then you have option to draw a beam. Many option you have. Suppose I want to draw just end end to end. So I will select this center of this column and this center of this column. Okay, so you can see the beam has been added here. If you want to see in 3D view, so you can see, right? So this beam I have added here, right? Then if you go again and say beam, okay, and you have option here, different option. Okay, so I will explain one by one. Before going that, so you have option here. If you want to add a same beam at a multiple location, okay, so don't use this option point to point. So if you click here, so you can see line, curve, all those things, we can draw a beam. But in that case, we have a lot of grid lines here. Okay, so it is time consuming if you add again point to point here and here and here and here, so it's take a time. Okay, so if you want to add one size of beam, constant size of beam at multiple locations, so you can choose this option. So click here beam, load your size as per your requirement, and use this option on grids if you have grids. Okay, and then select, and you need to select all the grid by taking the cross window. So you can see all the beams has been added here, and say finish, right? So you can add in one click and escape, right? So if you see, or at all location you have added this. Suppose I want to change the sizes. Okay, so you can, suppose this is 800 by 800, and you have design later or due to some load, extra load, and whatever design criteria, if you want to change it 800 by 800, so simple. So select, then right click, and say here select all instances in entire project. So all 800 by 800, sorry, 500, 800 by 500 beam has been select. Okay, go to here edit type, and say again duplicate, and you can just add 800 by 800, and simple, you need to change your latest dimension, sorry 800, and say okay. So you can see all the beams has been changed, right? You can see. So if you see, this is 800 by 800, right? Then if you want to change the different size on internal beam, so you can change also. So for example, if you have design 800 by 500 internal beam, so select. If you want to select the multiple, so you need to select any one, and then press the control. Okay, press control button and just select, click on that beam you want to select. So this is multiple selection. Select, then select, and select here, select. So all internal beam is 800 by 500 depth. So once you select as per your requirement, so go here and just select your size. Okay, so it's automatic change. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see. Okay, so I will take a section here. So this is my plan, ground floor plan. And suppose I want to cut a section, so you have option here, section. So if you go to up, so just near this 3D view icon, so you can see section icon. So click on that, you can just add a section. Okay, so this dotted line shows your forward distance, so up to which part of your structure you want to see in your section. So this define here, so it's called as far clip offset. Okay, suppose if I increase, so you can see this value is increased, so 9826 means from this point to this point is 9826 mm. So if you can minimize, so you can see it's changed 3843. Okay, so if I want to see this section how it looks, so click on that. Okay, right click, click on that section mark, right click and go, choose here, go to view. Okay, so you can see your section is ready in within a one click. Okay, so you can see this is your 800 by 800 beam, because I have cut this section exact through this beam. That's the reason this beam looks dark here. So if you see, so okay, so this is my elevation. So you need to go in your section view, so select this section, right click and click here, go to view. So you can see if I select this beam, so you can see this is 800 by 800, and you can see that this beam is dark. Why? Because this beam is actual cut, and this line is looks faint as compared to this, because this beam is beyond. Okay, my section location is here. So this beam, whatever we have add the section, just cross those beam, it shows dark, and remaining shows the paint. So you can see here. Okay, so this is 800, and this is, if I select, so this is 800 by 500 beam. So these are all internal beams. Suppose if I don't want to show any forward, means I want to show only actual cut, so you can just minimize this distance and up to here. And if you right click and say go to view, so you can't see any column, because we haven't covered those column beyond column, so you can see only this beam, actual beam. Okay, but if you want to show some part of beyond, so you can increase and just cover those part. And if you see again, so you can see it looks like. Okay, so you can add a section like that. Okay, so one type we saw how to add the beam. So if you go structural and click beam, and you can see here we have option. Sorry, go to structural, select on beam. So we have option. Second option is if you want to add a curve beam. Okay, so suppose this is my entrance of this building, right? And I want to add a curve beam here, something different. Okay, so I want to add here curve beam. So I will select 800 by 800 because this is my outer side beam. Okay, so I will select this, and then you have option here, start, end and radius. So you can select. So this is my start, right? And this is my end. Sorry, I haven't select. Okay, yes. So go to beam, and you need to click here, start, end and radius. So select this option. You need to give first point. So this is your start point, then end point, and then radius you can give. Suppose my radius is 5 meter. So you can give. So escape. Escape, or you can click on this modify icon. So you can see I have added 800 by 800 curve beam. If you want to look in 3D view how it looks, so you can see. So curve beam we can add here. Okay, then just this framing is continue here, so you can extend this beam and just leave it here. So it's automatically joined to each other, because both beam is material is concrete, so it's automatically joined, right? So you can add the curve beam also. Then if you go again beam, so you have option, So this is regarding curve beam. So you can choose any start end radius, then center end arc, then tangent arc, then fillet arc. So these are many options, but we are using these options start end radius. And one more option here, spin line. Suppose if your beam is irregular shape, so you can use this option. So like that, then like that, like that, like that, then like that. Okay, escape. But structural point of view, not possible. This type of beam we need to give in this shape. But if you have some special condition, and if you want to add some odd shape beam, so you have option here, right? Then if you go again beam, and you have option, one more option here, pick lines. So suppose if you have pick lines here, right? So for example this grid line, so if I click here and then select, the beam is parallel to these lines, pick lines on the base of this line. Okay, so you can use this option also as per your requirement. Okay, so you can see in 3D view we have, I will just delete this. Okay, so we have added all ground floor beam here, ground beam you can say here. Similarly, you can add your beam at the first floor level. So if you look at in elevation, so you can see we have added here. Then we need to add here first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, mean roof. So you have option here. So once you add all the beam framing at one level, so don't need to go again first floor and then add again beams. Okay, so you can copy this. Okay, so if you have added at one level, so you can copy and paste at multiple floor. Okay, so let's see how to add. Okay, so select anyone, right click and say here select all instances in entire view. Okay, so we have select 800 by 800, right? And I will just press the control button and select remaining also. So you can just select, then select, 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 then select, select, and here, control, and then select as per your requirement. Okay, so all the beams we have selected here. So next is you need to press Control C. Okay, or you have option here, Control C, yeah, copy. You can see here, copy to clipboard, not simple copy. So you can see here. So if you want to copy one object from one point to another point, so you can choose this option, CO only. But I want to paste this at a multi levels. So I will choose this, copy to clipboard, or you can press Control C. So once you select your items or members, so press Control C. Okay. After that, you need to go again or escape. Okay. So we have select all beams by press the Control C. Then you need to go here, modify tab, right? And you have option here, paste. Okay. So you can, you have option here. If you click on this paste arrow, so you have option align to selected levels. Okay, so click on that. So once you click, so whatever we have added the level, so you can see. So you need to choose where you want to paste this framing. Okay, so I want to add at the first level. Then I don't want to add foundation because we don't need to add a foundation level. We have already footing there. Then press the control and select fourth level, ground floor we have. Then press control, select roof, second and third, and say here okay. So it's progress 10%. Okay, so our command is finished. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see we have added at all location. I will repeat this command, Control Z. I want to add this framing each and every levels. So you can run this command in 3D also. Okay, so select, right click and say select all instances entire view. Then you need to just press the control button and select remaining different size beam. So press control, add this one, add this one, add this, then this one, this one, or you can just select in plan also. Okay, so I hope I have select all beams except this. Okay, so I have select all. If you check, so you can see I have select. So if you want to rotate this view, so press shift and you can just move your mouse as per your requirement, clockwise, anti-clockwise. So you can move this. Okay, then once you select, so press Control C, or you can go here this option. Okay, so once you click here Control C, then you need to go or escape. Okay, so once you select, then you have option here, right? Paste and click here align to selected levels. So click on that and then select your level as per your requirement. So first floor, yes, then fourth, ground, then roof. No, ground I don't know, need to add the ground because we have already. Okay, so first floor is okay, fourth floor, roof, second and third, and say okay. It's in progress. Okay, so there are identical in same place, there will be result in double quantity. I think we have already added here, so these are all double. In second floor, oh, so okay, I will make it undo again and go to and select here. You have other option for selecting, so just add the window. Okay, like that. So start point and end point. Okay, so you have select all including columns and beam also, and you have option here filter. Okay, so if you go to the right bottom and click on this filter symbol. Okay, so you can see whatever we have select, structural column also 25 number of column we have select, so untick. Then structural framing girder, structural framing others. So girders, which one, and views untick this, and framing is also tick. Okay, and structural framing girder only, and say apply. Okay, so this called is structural framing other, not considering girder. So you can select. Okay, and say apply and select. Okay, so you have select all the column, beams. Then press Control C, escape, then click here paste in modify toolbar, right, and select align to selected levels, and you need to give the labels fourth, then group second and third, and say okay. Okay, so done. So you can see we have added at each and every levels. Okay, so once you add at the ground level, so ground level is okay. Outer beam is 800 by 800 and internal beam is 800 by 500. Then if you go to first floor, okay, and I want to change all the beams as per my requirement, because above level I have designed all the beams, I have designed 800 by 500. So I want to convert this 800 by 800 into 800 by 500. So right click, stay here, select all instances, enter in project. and simply drop 800 by 500. Change it. Similarly, second floor also. So go to second floor. So this is also 800 by 500. Then third floor. So okay, so this is also third. If you go to here, so what is the size? Okay, I think this size also change. Okay, so you need to, I will just make it undo. Yeah, so you don't need to use this option entire project. You need to just select view. Okay, so if you go to here, first floor above the ground floor, so click here, right click, then you can select all instances visible in view only, because I don't want to change all the beams. I want to change only first floor beams. So if you want to check whatever we have select, so it's only at the first floor, you can see, right? So go to again first floor. Where is the first floor? Yes, so control tab. If you want to jump from one window to another window, so control tab. Okay, so press control. Okay, so I think this beam is internal beam is already 800 by 500. I want to change all outer beam. So select, right click, and say select all instances but visible in view, not entire project. I want to change only first floor level beam. So select and then convert. Then similarly second floor beam. So if you select, right click and say select all instances visible in view, change it into 800 by 500. Then third floor, select, right click, select all instances visible in view, you can change. Then fourth, right? So select, right click, then go to here, select all instances visible in view, you can change. Okay, so all the beams is 800 by 500. Then roof, there is roof. Okay, here. Then you can select, right click, and you have option select all instances visible in view and change it 800 by 500. Okay, so you can see we have changed. Or if you suppose if you have designed 600 by 600 by 600, so you can change this. Okay, so for example, I will take again one example. So I want to convert this all the beams. What is our column size is 600, so I will just make it 600 by 600. Select and say visible in view. Okay, go to here, edit type, duplicate, and I want to just make it 600 by 500, you can see, and say here okay, and you can just give here 600 and 500 is depth, and say okay. Okay, so you can see all the beams is looks like, but we need to adjust this beam. Okay, because our column is eccentric here and eccentric, so you need to align this beam to the outer face of the column. So type al, align. Okay, or you can go here, modify tab, click on this modify tab. Oops, sorry, this tab. So you have option here, align. You can see this one, so you can give the shortcut command al. I want to align this beam face to column face, so type al, align. So you can see align command I have given. So you need to select first this line. I want to align this column face to this line, so select this line and this line, right? So again this line and this line, again select this line and this line, again this line, again this line and this line, this line and this line. Okay, so you can select. like that. So you can use the align command. So select outer face. Oops, sorry, I have choose the wrong line. So you can see this one and this one, and last one, this beam. Okay, so you have multiple option also to type AL, right, and select this line and just simply click on this multiple align, and then you need to just click on that object you want to align, right? So you can see. So if you look at in 3D view, so it looks like. Okay, so similarly, you need to modify this one also. Which one? This one. Means at the third level. So you can see. So you need to align all the beams. Okay. Or you can just delete all the beams and you can copy from the rope also. So you can easily, and you can save your time. Okay. So I will delete all these beams. So delete. Then second floor also. Select, right click, all instances visible in view, then delete. Then first floor, because our column size has been changed from first level. Okay, so if you see this, so first level, okay, so first level is okay. From second to roof, we need to change. Then fourth, you need to go again fourth level. So select, right click, all instances visible in view, and delete. So if you look at in your elevations, so I want to copy this framing at the roof level to fourth, second, third, and fourth. Okay, so go to roof level, select, right click, all instances, enter in view, and then control C, then escape, then go to here paste, align to selected level. Then I will select here second, then third, and fourth. Okay, and say okay. Right. Okay, so if you look at in 3D view, so you can see we have added. Then if you look at on plan, so go to second floor, so you can see all the beams has been added as per our column size. Second, then third floor, you can check on third floor. Okay, so you can see. Then fourth floor, right, you can see. And then roof. Okay, so you can see. Suppose this is my roof level, right? So this is roof level. And if you want to extend all the columns in a future story, or you can say next story, sixth story, you have already a design as per that. So you can give some extension for this beam above the roof. So you can give here. So how it's, so select any one of these 600 by 6 column, right click, and say select entire, select all instances. You can say entire in project. I want to select all 600 by 600 column selection, and then simply select or simply give here. Suppose I want to add 1 meter above, so you can just give plus 1 meter. Okay, so you can see your column has been increased 1 meter. Suppose if you want to add 1.5 meter, you can give 1500. Okay, so if you look at in 3D, sorry, in elevation, so you can see if I measure this, so you can see this is 1.5. If you look at again 3D view, it looks like. So if you have option here, so if you convert into the realistic, so it looks like. Then shaded, it looks like. Then wireframe, so it looks like. Then okay, so I will go with that realistic, right? Then if you can check the material also. So if you select any of the beam and go to here edit type, okay, And okay, just select, and you have option here, structural material, right? And if you click on this three dot, if you select any one beam and go to the properties box, so you have option here, structural material. So if you click on this three dot, sorry, if you click on this three dot, oops, so material catalog is open. Then you can see this is a concrete material assigned to this beam. I don't know what is why not is coming this table. Okay, no, I will check here. No here. Okay, so maybe some installing issue here. So if you click on this three dots, so material category table added here, or you can choose the material with different material. Okay, so if you see, our framing is almost done. So if you go again structural and click here beam, so we know how to add the beam, right? So, straight, curve, zigzag, any, or if you have already line, so you can use this option, pick line option. So if you have some reference line and you need to add the your beam as per that, so you have option here. Okay, so beam you can add here like that. Then another thing, if you go to again structural tab, so you have option here, floor category. Okay, so by using this floor, you can add the slab here. Okay, so let's start how to add the slab. So I want to add the slab here at the ground level. So you need to go at ground level. Okay, I want to add the slab here. Suppose at the ground level I have designed 300 thick slab. Okay, so let's start how to add the slab. So go to again structural, click here floor. So use this floor structural. Then if you go here, so here number of different types of floor here. So this is generic 300 slab. Then this is institute concrete 225. Okay, so suppose I have designed 250 thick slab. Okay, but 250 thick slab is not in this list. So you can create. How to create? Go to here again, edit type, then duplicate. Then you can give the name as per your requirement, 250 thick slab. Okay, and select OK here. Okay, so your type is copy already. So you need to change the thickness. So go to here again, edit tab, and you need to give here your size 250. So this is my thickness, right? And so this material category is not active here also. Then you can assign the material also here. Okay, so this is my category means concrete material here. So once you given your 250 thickness, so click here OK. Okay, and say here OK again. So you can see 250 thick slab we have create here. Okay, so once you fix your, or once you set your as per your requirement slab here category, so you have option, many option. So by using this option you can add a slab here. So first option, straight. So suppose I want to add a straight line, this line, this line, this line, and this line, right? And say OK. So we can see we have added this slab. So if I select, so this is 250 thick slab. Again, go and select floor structural. Then we have option rectangle. So you can just choose 1 point and 2 point, and you can just define your size. Suppose this is 15 meter X, and suppose this is 5 meter. Okay, so you can add here, escape and complete. So you can see we have added this slab also. Again, floor, you have option. Suppose if you want to add poly, polygon shape slab, so you have option number of sides. Suppose I want to give here 8, and then simply you need to give the radius here. So suppose my radius is 2.2, then escape. Then again floor, you have two options: circumscribe polygon and inscribe polygon. So here, if I select, okay, so you can see my radius is intersection between two sides, right? This point, this is my radius. Okay, so one polygon is, and if you go again, and you have second circumscribe polygon. So select, I want to go with same sides 8, and you can see my radius point. So my radius is perpendicular to the side. Okay, so these are two different types of polygons. So as per your requirement, you can choose any. So again, then this is circular. Suppose I want to add a circular slab with 1.5 radius. Okay, so he is asking structural floor span. So you need to give the span direction. So he can't read the span direction here. So you can see this is my span direction here, here also. But in circular case, they can't identify the span direction. So you have option here. Go to here, span direction, then select this line option, and you can give the span direction any this side or this side as per your requirement. So this is my span direction. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see all the different types of or different shape slab I have added. Go again, and this is for curve. Okay, so okay, I will show you. Go to again and floor, and suppose I have added odd shape slabs. First is, then second, then I want to add a curve slab. So this point, this is my start point, then this is end point. Then I want to again convert into the straight line, then add, then finish. Okay, so you can add any shape of slab by using these tools. Okay, so these tools, right? So this is the ellipse, this is the arc. Okay, and if you have already lines, right? So for example, if you have already lines here, okay, so I will just add a line. So I have added this line. So go to again floor slab, and you can choose this pick line option, select, and finish. But in that case, if your shape is odd and you have added some lines for reference, so you can add this. Okay, so I will delete this, and I will add in our case. So I want to add the slab here. So go to here floor, choose your category, and we have already lines here. So I will use this option, pick lines. So select. So first line is this one, second line is this one, third, then fourth, and fifth. So these are lines I have added. So we need to create a shape here. So we have already lines. So type TR for trim, type T and R, and then select this line and this line. So you need to close this shape, right? Then uh, we haven't add here. So go again and choose this line option, add a line here. Okay, and type TR. I want to close this line and this line. So you can see I have closed this. Then choose this, and then choose this. So you need to give the TR command for completing this shape. So if I select this, so you can see I have complete this shape by using the trim command. Okay, and say here okay, right? So you can see I have added this slab. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see we have added this slab. This slab is placed exactly at your level. So if you want to check elevations, right? So you can see the top of slab is your ground level. right? Means zero level. So if you want to check top of concrete, okay, so if you go here annotation and click here spot elevation, so this is your zero level, right? And this is your beam. Okay, so what is the size of depth? This is 800. So if I measure, so including this 250 thick slab, this is 800. Okay, if you want to check in section, so we have already cut section here. So right click and say go to view. So you can see this is your slab, right? This line is shown beyond beam line. So suppose if I minimize this forward distance up to here, only I want to show actual cut. So go to here and say go to view. So you can see, okay, so yeah, I want to join this. So select and say join. Already join here. Okay, so I think this material and this material is different. That's the reason this line is come here. Okay, so if you say here and say I will just check this material. Okay, I will check first beam material. So this is concrete cast in place. So what I do, I will copy this CO and I will check for the slab material. So where you can check, go to here edit type and click here edit. Yes, so by category, that's the reason these two structural element not joined to each other. So if I paste here, I will assign the same material for slab also and say okay, apply and okay. Then I will check okay and I will try to join. Okay, I will select again and I will give this one and say okay, so 800 cast in place. So this material is same for the beam and slab also. Yeah, cast in place gray here. Okay, I will check and say fine. Yes. So you need to choose this fine option. So medium. So say here course selected here. Okay, that's the reason. So if you select fine, so this is merged to each other. Okay, and concrete hatches also come here, right? So you can see your column and beam is merged to each other, but you need to set this fine view, and here you can choose hidden lines, right? So if I measure this depth, so this is my 500 depth including your slab, right? So if I measure, slab is 250 and beam below the slab is 250, so total depth 500. Okay, similarly here, so if I measure this beam depth is 800, so your beam depth is your top of slab, right? So you can see we have added this slab, sorry. Then similarly this slab you can copy at this level also, first level. So at the first level I have designed 200 thick slab. So first of all I will copy this. So select this slab and say Control C, right? And escape. Then you need to click on modify, say paste and use this align to selected levels. Then I want to add this at the first level, then press Control, second press Control button and select your required level. Then you can third, then fourth and roof and say okay. Okay, so you can see we have added at all levels, but I want to change this thickness. So select any and press Control, then select, then select, select, then select, and then select. Okay, and then if you have select or if you have create as per your new slab thickness, so I will create here and say duplicate. So remaining slab thickness is 200 thick slab. Say okay, go to here edit and I will give here 200. Say okay. So your slab thickness has been changed. So if you measure this, so this is 200, and if you measure the here, so this is also, oops, I think I have changed this. Okay, so this also changed. So you need to select at this ground level and just dump into the 250 thick slab, right? So if I measure, so this is 250 and this is 200, this is also 200. So remaining is 200. Okay, so if you go again your model, so your model looks like, because we have covered already all the level slab here. Okay, so one more point. So you have added slab here, but I want to add here. So I have given here lift location here. So I want to add the lift shaft here. Okay, so for access from one floor to another floor. Okay, and I have given the, as per my architectural input, so I want to add here lift shaft, means lift. So you need to add the lift here. So if I go to here roof, right, and I want to add the lift here, half part is lift and half part is staircase. Okay, so you need to add a opening here. Okay, opening between those, opening is cross all the slab. Okay, so first of all, I will just check what is the size here. So this is 6.7 and this is 5.7. Okay, and I want to add the opening here, and opening size just consider from this point is 300. Okay, so type RP means reference plane. Okay, and use this option, pick lines. Okay, so click on that and you have offset here. Okay, so suppose I want to give the offset from this point, because 800, this one 800, so I will just give here 1.5, 1500 offset. And if you, once you give this input and move your cursor, so you can see this dotted line here, right? So click on that, so you can see this reference line has been added. Similarly here, similarly here, then similarly here. So I will just click on this line, so I want to add the reference line 1.5 from this point to this point. So similarly here. Okay, escape. So you can see I have added this reference lines. Okay, so with the help of this reference line, I will add the shaft opening here. Okay, so how to add the opening? Okay, shaft opening. So just you need to go at top level where you want to add the shaft opening. Okay, so this is our roof level. Then you need to go here structural, and you have option here shaft. Okay, so if you see, if you move your cursor and then see the details here. So if you want to, or if you create vertical opening that spans multiple levels, cutting through the interviewing roofs, floor and ceiling. So if you want to add one opening and cut all the floor slab at all location, at all levels, so you can choose this, or you can use this option shaft. Okay, so I want to use this. So go to here structural tab and click on this shaft, right? And then you need to add this rectangle here. So we have option here, so you can choose any as per your requirement. So I have already reference plane here. So I will use the rectangle. So I will give the first point here and second point here. So this is my shaft opening, and say close. And if you check in your 3D model, so you can see we have added this. So you can see opening in the roof slab. So if you move your cursor just near, so you can see this block. Okay, so this block is called shaft. So if you move cursor just side of this block, so you can't see this. But if you want to edit this, Okay, so select. Okay, and then you can check properties. So this is the shaft opening. Then you have option two arrow lower and below. So you can just adjust as per that, right? Like like that. So I will check in elevation. So if you go to the elevation, so this is my shaft, and then you can just drag this point as per your requirement. Okay, so up to here. So I want to add here lift chamber. So that's the reason I have cut this level. So if you want to check in your 3D view, so all slab has been cut here, right? So you can see. So if you check in section, so where we have added this section. So exactly we have cut this section exactly through this shaft or opening. So you can see here opening has been added. If I select this, so you can see the shaft is here, right? So we have cut this all the slab. Suppose if you want to edit this, so go select your shaft and then click here edit sketch, and then you can edit as per your requirement. Okay, so we if you want to cut number of floors in one sequence, so you can use this shaft opening, right? So you can see. Then suppose so if I go to here ground level, right? So this is my ground level, but I want to add some conduits, so for electrical wiring purpose only for ground level. So you can choose here. So select this ground level, and you have option here edit boundary. Once you select your slab, so this modify floor tab is active, and click here edit boundary. Okay, and then you can edit your boundary or you can add your opening. So suppose I want to add here some openings for electrical purpose. So you have option here, use the circle, and then you can add. Suppose the diameter is 400, and you can just give the set out dimension from this point. So suppose this is 1245. So you can change this. Suppose 1.5 meter from this edge, and similarly you can give the di command, select and give the, and this is also 1.5. You can see, right? And then remove this and say okay. So you have added this opening. If you want to check in 3D view, so you can see this opening we have added here, right? So suppose I want to give some openings only at my requirement level, not at all level. If you want to add some opening at for all levels at one place, so you can use sharp. Otherwise you can use this simple, select your slab, go to here edit, and you can add opening. So you can add square opening also, square, rectangle, trapezoidal, okay, as per your requirement, and say okay. And if you go to on your slab, okay, so you can see here. So one more important point. Suppose if your building is 21 or 22 40-story building, and if you working on ground floor and you want to see only ground floor, okay, and other is you can hide this. So how? By using this section box. So if you see in model tab, so in properties box, so we have option here section box. So right now here untick, so you can tick here. So you can see this section box is appear. Then you can set here level elevation. So in 3D, front, right, back, left, okay, as per your requirement you can choose. And what you need to do, you need to just drag this section box up to where you want. So I want to show only ground floor. So you can see this and just press the shift button and move your cursor so you can rotate. So you can see only ground level, right? So once you add openings and all those things and you want to return, you want to show your whole model. So go here only, or you can just modify, or you can just drag this section box. Where is section box? Okay, yeah, section box in 3D. You can just drag it up to which level you want. Suppose I want to show this level only. So you can just drag, just pick this point and just drag. Just press shift and you can see. Okay, so this is only those level you want as per your requirement. Suppose if you want to see whole building again, so just remove this section box. So you can see, right? So if even if you want to show only center part, so just adjust this up to here, right? And press shift and you can see, right? Simple. Then you can untick, so you can see whole building again. Then suppose if you working here, right, and you want to see only this part, right, this part, so select and go to here, say section box and say click on that. So those part you can see, right? Suppose I want to show this part only, this column only. So select and go to here, section box. So you can see only this column, right? And if you want to just drag it, so you can cover all the area as per your requirement. If you don't want to show the section box, untick, right? So this is the important command. Okay, so you can add number of openings as per your requirement. So suppose I want to add here roof level, so you can go roof level, select your slab, and you have option here edit boundary, right? And then you can add the openings here. Suppose I want to add only at a roof level, so you can add, then complete, go to 3D model, so you can see here we have added only at a roof level, right? So simple. Then if you go again, so next option is this is the architectural floor slab. Okay, so the next is slab edge. Okay, okay, so before going that, I will show you one thing. So if you go to the structural tab and say, you can see here floor. So here is also shown is floor, and slab. Here is also shown as a slab. So what is the difference between this floor? Okay, I will explain here. Go to the foundation. Right, so I will use this category, floor category, and 256 slab is okay. I want to add here, right? So I want to add here 6 meter and by 4 meter, right? So I have add this slab by using the floor category. So if you go here, so this is my floor, right? And then same slab I want to add here. So go to here and say structural, and I want to add here again same size. Size is 600 by 500. No, okay, I think 400. Okay, and say okay. So if you can see, I have added two slabs by using the floor category and slab category, foundation category, right? So if I select this, so in properties box, you can see this is the floor category. If I select this, so you can see this is the structural foundation. But if you see in 3D view, right, so it looks same. So why is given with different tab here? You can see the function or appearance for both slab is same. So one reason behind that, I will show you. So this slab where we can use, and this slab where we can use, right? So suppose I will just delete this slab direction arrow. Okay. So suppose if you want to give some slope for this slab, for example, I will just use this, right? So this is my slab, right? And I want to add opening here. Some you can say, right? And then I want to show the fall here. So if this level is 0, so and this is minus 50 or 25, right? Then you can give the slope in this slab. Then if you want to add the slope in your slab, so you should use this category, floor category, right? So if I select, okay, and I want to add the slope here. So how to add? So first of all, you need to add here opening. So select and click here, edit, and I want to add the opening here, exactly center. Okay, I will add just a reference line here. Just yes, and I will use this pick line option. Suppose my sum size is 1 meter by 1 meter, so I will offset 500 by 500, then here and then here. Okay, and then give the trim command, trim, trim, and trim, and you can delete this line because I have just added for the getting the center, and say here okay. Okay, so I have added the opening here. But if I cut a section through this slab, right, and say go to view, so you can see I have added this opening. But this level I want to give the slope here, just 50 mm. Suppose this, what is this level? If you check the level, go to the annotation, spot elevation. So this is level is 0 level, and this is also 0 level. But I want to give some slope here, 50 mm gap here, 50 mm difference here. So go to again plan. So once you add your opening, so select this, okay, and use this option, modify sub element. So click on that. So once you click, so this boxes appear. So if I select this point, so you can see this is the level 0. This is also 0. This is also 0. This is also 0. And this is also 0. This four corner also 0. But I want to go down by 50 mm this part. So select, and then simply you need to add here minus 50. Okay. Here also minus 50. Then here also minus 50, right? And here also minus 50. Escape. So you can see, and then once you given all the values, just escape. Okay, if you look at in 3D view, so you can your slab it looks like, right, like that. So if you check in section and say go to view, so you can see. Okay, I will cut this at actual cut here and say go to view. So you can see I will delete this level and check the level here. So you can see this is minus 50 and this is 0. Okay, so we have given this slope. If you want to measure slope, so you have option, go to the annotation and slope, spot slope. So this is 1 to 1.5 degree. So this is in degree. So we have option here, angle 1 mm, 1.5 mm offset from the reference. So this is the 1.15 degree. So 50 mm minus 50 difference. Okay. So you can check the slope also. So in that case, if you see your top and bottom of line of the slab is parallel to each other. So if I measure this dimension, so this is 250 because my top top of slab and bottom of slab will be same here. Okay, 250 thick. But suppose sometimes I want to give the constant bottom, means flat bottom of the slab, and only I want to give the slope on the top of slab, like that. Okay, so you can give this. How? So select simply your select your slab, go to here edit type, go to here edit, right? I will repeat this. Select your slab, go to here edit type and select here edit, right? And you need to tick on variable. So untick here So you need to tick on variable and say okay, say apply and okay. So you can see your bottom is as it is. But if you check thickness, so this is 250 and this is your 200, right? So you can do this. Okay, so if you want to add the slope on your slab, so you should use this option. Which one? Floor category. Okay, and remaining is, if you don't want to give any slope, so you can use this foundation slab. So you can see, if I select, so this is structural foundation, and modify sub elements objects here disable, because this, if you want to slab, add the slab without slope, so you should use this. For example, where we can use this, so for example, suppose if you want to give the combined footing, okay, go to the foundation. Suppose if you want to give to the combined footing, so for example, uh, I want to give the combined footing for this column, for this two column. Okay, so I want to give combined footing here. So what is the dimension? Okay, so 6.8 meter by 1.8. Okay, so you can use this option slab, and you need to choose structural foundation slab. Then you need to choose the thickness. Suppose I want to give 500 thick slab footing. Okay, so click here duplicate, and you need to give size here 500, and remove these two, say okay, go to the edit, and you need to add 500, right? And select okay and say okay. And I have the lines here, so you can use the pick lines. Select this line, this line, this line, and this line. Use the trim command and complete this shape. Okay, yes, so we have already combined footing there, so getting the error, so say okay, and you can delete this combined footing, sorry, isolated footing. So you can see, if you look at in 3D view, we have added this combined footing for these two columns, right? So where you want to add the slope, so you should use this floor category slab. And if you want to without slope for foundation or raft, so you can use this structural foundation slab. You can't give any slope for this category. If you select, so this modify element, you can see the option here. But if I select, so you can't see add any slope here. So that is the difference between this floor slab category and foundation slab category. Okay, so if you go again, and I think, shall we stop, or covered also today also cover this wall? I think we should stop. So it's too much for you. So if you have any question, any doubts, so you can ask.
सर कल क्लास हुई थी क्या?
Sorry.
सर कल क्लास हुई थी क्या yesterday?
हाँ, कल से क्लास चालू हुआ ना अपना।
तो सर अपलोड नहीं हुआ है वीडियो।
अच्छा, वीडियो ओके ओके,
आ गया
सिस्टम
किसमें
मेल
है?
पे आ गया है लिंक।
मेल पर है?
हाँ मेल पे है।
हाँ, वो आप नहीं थे क्या कल?
नहीं सर कल नहीं थे।
ऐसा मत करो यार, सेशन मत ये करो, नहीं तो कैसा है फिर ये हो जाता है
सर
उसमें,
मैं
कैसा है रोज
सर मैं
अटेंड
यही कह रहा हूँ
हम्म,
कि आप रेगुलर बताते चले जा रहे हैं, ना इधर सॉफ्टवेयर का कुछ इंस्टॉलेशन का प्रॉपर है, ना कुछ वर्किंग हो पा रही है। तो एक दिन ऐसा होगा ये ओवरलोड हो जाएगा और सब चीज बाउंस करेगी, क्योंकि प्रैक्टिस नहीं रहेगा तो कोई कुछ कर ही नहीं पाएगा इसमें।
बराबर बराबर। अभी क्या है,
और
अभी देखो, अभी नेक्स्ट सेशन कब है हमारा? आई थिंक 7
और
तारीख
सर
से है।
मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट और भी है, जो आप करा रहे हैं इस पे समय समय पे आप कुछ होमवर्क दे दें तो आदमी करके उससे देख लेगा, क्योंकि जब आदमी करने जा रहा है तो प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं सारी
हाँ
चीजें। जैसे अभी तो सॉफ्टवेयर इशू है तो कोई बात नहीं है, बट एक्चुअल में क्या आएगा कि जो कर नहीं पा रहे हैं तो वो आपसे आधे घंटे में हम लोग डिस्कशन कर लेंगे सर ऐसी समस्या आ रही वो आप सॉल्व आउट कर देंगे।
देखो अभी मैं होमवर्क, ये तो अपना क्लासरूम नहीं है, अभी मैं होमवर्क दूंगा आपको और आप करेंगे। तो क्या करो, आप अपना एग्जांपल लो। आप अभी जिस भी प्रोजेक्ट पे काम कर रहे हैं, तो वाटर टैंक है, कुछ भी कमर्शियल बिल्डिंग है, रेसिडेंशियल बंगलो, कुछ भी है, वो ट्राई करो आप। अगर आपको कभी भी उसमें जरूरत है, मेरी कुछ हेल्प लगती है, तो उसका एक स्नैपशॉट भेजो और मुझे व्हाट्सएप पे डाल दो। यहाँ पे मैं आपका प्रॉब्लम एज सुन एज ट्राई सॉल्व करने का ट्राई करूंगा। एग्जाम्पल अलग अलग लो, आप अलग लो, आप जिससे अभी फिलहाल जो भी करंट काम कर रहे हैं आप, उस वो एग्जाम्पल लो। एक आध बंगला ले लो, एक इंडिविजुअल बंगलो वगैरह। वाटर टैंक तो ये अच्छा है। तो आप जिस प्रोजेक्ट पे काम कर रहे हैं ना, तो उसका एक एग्जाम्पल ले लो, हैंड स्केच बनाओ पहले, फिर उसको 3D में बनाओ। और नहीं तो एक 1 BHK और 2 BHK का एक बंगलो प्लान है, वो डेवलप करो। उसमें भी आपको बहुत आइडिया आ जाएगा।
भाई ये सॉफ्टवेयर अपलोड हुआ है कि कल की वीडियो अपलोड हुई है? हेलो।
हेलो।
हाँ ये सॉफ्टवेयर का लिंक आया है ना?
सॉफ्टवेयर का आया है क्या? वो आपको चेक करना पड़ेगा।
सॉफ्टवेयर का लिंक आया है, वीडियो का नहीं है।
वो मैडम है क्या कॉल में? उनसे ही पूछते।
सर इसमें इसमें वो ऐसा रहा है कि आपको तो यूजर इंटरफेस मतलब बिल्कुल क्लियर है, बट हर स्टूडेंट को ऐसे क्लियर नहीं है ना, तो उसको सर्च करना पड़ रहा है सारी चीजें कहाँ से क्या है,
कौन
ये
सी
समस्या
चीजें?
है। जैसे आपको तो यूजर इंटरफेस पता है, बट हमको कोई चीज जैसे प्रोजेक्ट ब्राउजर अभी गायब था, तो मैं यूट्यूब से देख के फिर उसको
हाँ,
यूज
फिर आप
करूँ।
बताओ ना मुझे, मैं बताता हूँ अभी कैसा है। आपको जो जो भी दिक्कत आई, मैं वो
अब
कैसे क्या
अब
सॉर्ट आउट
देखिए सर,
करूंगा
मेरे
अभी।
प्रोजेक्ट ब्राउजर में स्ट्रक्चरल प्लान, फ्लोर प्लान, सीलिंग प्लान आ रहा है, और ये सब जो कॉलम पे लेके जा रहा हूँ तो वो नो लोड करके देखिए मैंने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे भी आपके डाला है। और दोपहर में भी मैडम से मैंने
हम्म।
कहा था आपसे बात कराने के लिए कुछ, तो उन्होंने कहा कि हम करा देंगे, बट अभी तक कोई वो नहीं है। और ये करते करते
हाँ क्या?
हफ्ते भर में पूरा सेशन खत्म हो जाएगा, आखिरी में हमें कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा।
नहीं नहीं, वैसा नहीं होगा। थोड़ा सा कैसा है, वो थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करने में ही आपको है। वो अभी क्या करो, जो सॉफ्टवेयर का इशू है वो जल्द से जल्द सॉर्ट आउट कर लो उनके भी।
सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल ही नहीं हुआ है सर, प्रैक्टिस कहाँ करें।
नहीं नहीं, फिर उनको बोलो आप, हमारा क्लास चालू हो गया है, आप जल्दी से जल्दी कर दो ऐसा।
बस चालू हो गया है, दो क्लास हो गया है सर।
ये देखो, ये अगर
सर मैं
प्रॉपर्टीज और
आपसे एक
प्रोजेक्ट
रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा
ब्राउजर
हूँ कि
में।
पहले एक बार यूजर इंटरफेस बिल्कुल क्लियर करा दीजिए, सो दैट कि आदमी को कुछ भी हो तो वो वहां से अपनी चीजें आइडेंटिफाई कर ले
हाँ,
इजीली।
वो कैसा है सर, अभी सबको प्रॉब्लम नहीं आता ना। वो जब इंस्टॉलेशन करते तो ये आता है। अगर अगर आपके यहाँ पे दिखा नहीं है, तो आप क्या करो, ये व्यू में जाओ और यहाँ पे यूजर इंटरफेरेंस है, सो यहाँ पे आप ऑन कर सकते हो। क्या, प्रॉपर्टीज और प्रॉपर्टीज ब्राउजर। सो ये प्रॉपर्टीज आ गया और ये प्रॉपर्टीज ब्राउजर, ये आपको ऑन करना है। ठीक है, क्योंकि क्या है, ये इशू है ना, 10 में से एक आध आदमी को आता है, उनका कुछ इंस्टॉलेशन का प्रॉब्लम है। सो आप ये कर सकते हैं, अगर आपको कुछ
नहीं,
नहीं
प्रोजेक्ट
मिला।
ब्राउजर भी मैंने ऑन कर दिया, अब उसमें एलिवेशन पार्ट मेरा नहीं आ रहा है। जैसे एलिवेशन नहीं आ रहा है, आप में आपके उसमें स्क्रीन में मैं शो कर रहा हूँ, तो देख रहा हूँ एलिवेशन के नीचे भी 2-3 चीजें शो हो रही हैं, बट मेरे में नहीं हो
कौन?
रही हैं सर।
ये वाली एलिवेशंस?
हाँ देखिए, मेरे में स्ट्रक्चरल प्लान,
ओके।
फ्लोर प्लान, उसके बाद में गायब है।
हाँ, ये है क्या आपके यहाँ पे लोगो है क्या ये एलिवेशन का? हेलो।
नहीं नहीं,
हाँ, तो इसकी वजह से नहीं आ रहा है वो एलिवेशंस।
मेरे में 2D करके शो हो रहा है सर, 2D करके एक वो शो हो रहा है साइड में।
2D?
2D जी।
2D क्या? 2D तो नहीं आना चाहिए, 3D होगा।
नहीं 2D
ये
है
वाला
सर।
ना 3D?
3D तो टॉप पे जो हट टाइप का दिख रहा है,
ये वाला।
उसमें डिफॉल्ट 3D व्यू में कर भी रहा हूँ, बट आ नहीं रहा सर उसमें जो है।
3D नहीं दिख रहा है।
3D नहीं हो रहा सर, यही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ।
इस पे अगर क्लिक किया तो 3D व्यू नहीं दिख रहा है आपको?
नहीं, मैं कहता हूँ सर, नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ भी नहीं आ रहा है
अरे
इसमें। 2D
ऐसे।
आ रहा है, ये 2D फुल नेविगेशन व्हील, मिनी फुल नेविगेशन व्हील, मिनी व्यू, ऑब्जेक्ट व्हील, बेसिक व्यू, ऑब्जेक्ट व्हील, बेसिक टूर बिल्डिंग व्हील, 2D व्हील, यही आ रहा है।
नहीं नहीं, फिर एक बार उनको दिखा दो इशू, वो इंस्टॉल करके वापस इंस्टॉलेशन कर देंगे। ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये 3D है आपका। डबल क्लिक किया
जी।
तो आपको 3D दिखना ही चाहिए।
और मैं कॉलम कॉलम पे क्लिक कर रहा हूँ तो
हम्म।
उसमें आ रहा है नो स्ट्रक्चरल कॉलम फैमिलीज लोडेड इन द प्रोजेक्ट।
अच्छा, कॉलम, अब आप जब यहाँ पे जाते स्ट्रक्चर में
स्ट्रक्चर में जाते
कॉलम
हैं।
डालते हैं तो यहाँ पे कॉलम नहीं दिखता है क्या?
वहाँ
नहीं सर, वो
यूनिवर्सल देख के आता है सर, एक ही कॉलम आता है। मेरा भी सेम प्रॉब्लम है वही,
ओके,
इसमें
तो
एक ही
उसमें
आता है
कंक्रीट कॉलम
यूनिवर्सल।
नहीं आ रहा है ना?
कंक्रीट
नहीं
कॉलम
सर,
नहीं आ रहा है।
इसमें नो नो स्ट्रक्चरल कॉलम फैमिलीज लोडेड दिखा रहा है इन द
हाँ,
प्रोजेक्ट।
तो उसमें ना लोडेड नहीं है इसलिए, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, आना चाहिए। तो क्या करो, यहाँ पे आप जाओ और यहाँ पे एक ऑप्शन है, देखो, लोड फैमिली बोल के।
नोट।
ठीक है, सो यहाँ पे आप गए ना, तो ये जब आप इंस्टॉल करोगे तो ये जो लाइब्रेरी ऑटोमेटिक आपके सी ड्राइव में आ जाएगा। सी ड्राइव में प्रोग्राम डेटा, ऑटोडेस्क, रेविट 2018 और लाइब्रेरीज। ठीक है, फिर यहाँ से आपको सपोज इंडिया, फिर यहाँ से स्ट्रक्चरल जो कॉलम है उसका अलग एक कैटेगरी यहाँ पे स्ट्रक्चरल कॉलम। सो इसमें कंक्रीट है। सो इसमें से आपको एक सिलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा और वो इंसर्ट करना पड़ेगा, फिर वो आप ऐड कर सकते हैं।
वो
आई
मेरा
का
बी में
बात
भी
सर एक
समझ में?
बार
दिक्कत है सर।
दोबारा से बताएंगे आप, एक बार दोबारा से बताइए जरा।
ओके, सो यहाँ पे लो, आपने कॉलम पे क्लिक किया, स्ट्रक्चर में से कॉलम पे, फिर यहाँ पे ना ये ऑप्शन ऑन हो जाता है, मॉडिफाइड प्लेस स्ट्रक्चरल कॉलम। सो आपके केस में अगर कोई फैमिली ही नहीं है कॉन्क्रीट कॉलम की, सो आप यहाँ से लोड
नहीं
करो।
आई नहीं सर फिर भी।
हम्म,
ये भी ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा है सर फिर में।
लोड फैमिली है।
नहीं है सर।
ओके, एक काम
नहीं
करो,
आ रहा है
इंसर्ट
सर।
पे क्लिक करो, इंसर्ट पे क्लिक करो,
इंसर्ट
सिस्टम
पे
के
क्लिक
बाद
किया सर।
इंसर्ट।
हाँ, इसमें
हाँ,
लोड
लोड
फैमिली आ रहा है
फैमिली पे
सर।
जो,
हाँ,
हाँ
लोड
उस
फैमिली।
पे क्लिक करो। हाँ, उस पे सी
हाँ,
ड्राइव पे जाओ,
सी
प्रोग्राम
ड्राइव
डेटा,
पे।
प्रोग्राम डेटा,
प्रोग्राम फाइल्स हो गए सर।
प्रोग्राम डेटा, फाइल्स नहीं, प्रोग्राम डेटा।
मैट्रिक लाइब्रेरी।
प्रोग्राम डेटा दिखता है वहां पे
सर प्रोग्राम डेटा तो दे
फोल्डर,
नहीं रखा, प्रोग्राम फाइल्स और प्रोग्राम फाइल्स दे रखा है।
डेटा नहीं है।
नहीं सर, डेटा नहीं।
ओके,
प्रोग्राम डाटा है सर।
सो
प्रोग्राम डाटा में मेरा है।
हाँ, नहीं, एक काम, हाँ, प्रोग्राम डेटा में ऑटोडेस्क,
ऑटोडेस्क।
उसके बाद रेविट, हाँ
रेविट
रेविट,
आ गया सर।
लाइब्रेरीज।
रेविट में, इसमें रेविट बहुत सारे दिखा रहे हैं सर। रेविट स्टील है
लाइब्रेरीज है
बहुत।
कि लाइब्रेरीज है?
नहीं है सर। सेटअप है और यूटिलिटीज है।
हाँ, वो क्या है सर, आपका जो है ना वो फोल्डर हिडन में चला गया है, तो आप क्या करो, सो इसमें जाओ प्रोजेक्ट ब्राउजर में, और यहाँ पे अगर व्यू का ऑप्शन है, देखो ये वाला, इंटरनेट एक्सप्लोरर पे जाओ आप, ये दिखता है क्या आपको? ये वाला विंडो होम का, इंटरनेट एक्सप्लोरर का बटन दबाओ और ई दबाओ। ठीक है, हेलो?
जी।
हाँ, फिर यहाँ पे व्यू में जाओ, और यहाँ पे मे बी आपका जो ये हिडन आइटम्स है ना, ये ऑफ होगा, इसलिए आपको प्रोग्राम डेटा का फोल्डर दिख नहीं रहा। सो ये ऑन करो वहां पे।
कॉलर।
होम पे जाएं सर, उसके बाद में
इस पे,
कॉलर।
होम पे गए उसके बाद में
हाँ, व्यू 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 पे क्लिक करो, व्यू, यहाँ पे शो पे क्लिक करो फिर, हेलो?
जी जी सर।
और ये हिडन आइटम्स है ना, ये ऑन करो।
इंटरनेट ब्राउजर पे।
ठीक है, हाँ, उसके बाद आप क्या करो, ये जो पाथ है ना, ये पाथ पे जाओ। अभी अभी रेविट में मैं जो पाथ दिखाता हूँ ना, तो लोड फैमिली, सो ये हमारा कहाँ पे है, सी प्रोग्राम डेटा और ऑटोडेस्क। सो अगर आप यहाँ पे गए, सो आपका जो फोल्डर है, सॉरी, सी पे प्रोग्राम डेटा, ये वाला फोल्डर, उसमें ऑटोडेस्क, उसमें रेविट, इसमें रेविट है, ये देखो ये रेविट 2018, अगर आप वापस यहाँ पे चेक करोगे रेविट 2018, ठीक है।
अच्छा
सो ये रेविट 2018, इसमें लाइब्रेरीज, इसमें इंडिया, फिर ये सारी चीजें आपको यहाँ पे मिल जाएगी।
अब उसमें कॉलम में अच्छा चेम्बर मेटल कॉलम रेक्टेंगल कॉलम वही है
हाँ
सर मेटल
बराबर
कॉलम
बराबर।
रेक्टेंगल
अभी आप क्या करो, इसमें जाओ, इंडिया में गए, सो उसमें स्ट्रक्चरल कॉलम सिलेक्ट करो, यहाँ पे स्ट्रक्चरल कॉलम, ये वाला, उसमें
सर मेरे में
आप,
अभी भी नहीं आ रहा।
नहीं आ रहा है,
नहीं सर मेरे में नहीं आ
एक मिनट।
रहा। मैं
तो सर आप क्या करो, कंक्रीट में जाओ और कंक्रीट का एक हाथ, ये देखो ये अलग अलग कॉलम है, ये रेक्टेंगल कॉलम लोड कर लो। अगर आपको राउंड कॉलम, ये मत करो, राउंड यानी कि सर्कुलर कॉलम और स्क्वायर कॉलम, ये दो है, तो स्क्वायर कॉलम नहीं तो रेक्टेंगल कॉलम, रेक्टेंगल भी किया तो भी चलेगा, आप मॉडिफाई करेंगे उसमें साइजेस, ठीक है।
मेरे इसमें इंडिया है कि इंडिया है ही नहीं इंग्लिश है फ्रेंच है वो है
अच्छा ठीक है, इंग्लिश में चले जाओ फिर।
इंग्लिश में स्ट्रक्चरल प्रिकास्ट है यूएस है और रूट एनालिसिस है
नहीं 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 नहीं, वो एक काम करो आप, वो आईटी वाला जो बंदा है ना उसको कॉल करो, उससे वापिस इंस्टॉलेशन करो। वो प्रॉपर इंस्टॉलेशन हुआ नहीं शायद आपका भी, क्योंकि प्रॉपर इंस्टॉलेशन हुआ ना तो ये सब लाइब्रेरीज आती है, और उसको बोलो कि सी ड्राइव में लाइब्रेरी भी आनी चाहिए, रेविट की जो फाइल्स है उसकी।
अच्छा
नहीं तो क्या करेगा वो बंदा, आपको कॉपी करके देगा सब लाइब्रेरीज, आप आपके सी ड्राइव में कॉपी कर लो फिर, ठीक है।
ओके सर
हाँ, और वो आप आपका स्क्रीन शेयर करो ना, वो आप बोल रहे प्रोग्राम डेटा नहीं दिख रहा है ऐसा।
सर मैं शेयर कर रहा हूँ।
हाँ हाँ करो करो।
बी
उसमें शेयर का ऑप्शन है ना, ये यू आर प्रेजेंटिंग ऐसा है ना, सो आपके इसमें भी है,
कहाँ पे सर?
नीचे 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 एक ऑप्शन
ये
होगा, हाँ, उस पे आप शेयर करो आपका स्क्रीन।
तो फिर डेस्कटॉप पे ही मुझे लेना पड़ेगा ना सर आपको?
हाँ लेकिन आप किस पे काम कर रहे हैं, लैपटॉप पे काम कर रहे हैं ना?
नहीं सर मैं अभी मोबाइल से आपका वो वॉच कर रहा था।
अरे ऐसा है क्या? नहीं फिर मैं क्या, मैं डायरेक्ट अभी रिमोट एक्सेस करके देखता ना फिर आपके इस पे ऐसा। अभी आप
तो
कॉल
2 मिनट लगेगा, मैं कर दूं क्या सर?
कॉल मोबाइल पे आपका?
जी 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 सर।
ओके ओके ठीक है, ये काम करो, वो प्रोग्राम डेटा का नहीं दिखा है क्या आपको फोल्डर?
नहीं मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है। मैं इसके नीचे सर्च कर ले रहा हूँ
वो
प्रोग्राम डाटा।
व्यू व्यू ऑप्शन में जाके वो ऑन किया क्या, शो हिडन लाइंस हिडन आइटम्स?
देखिए प्रोग्राम डाटा ये आ गया है, मैंने किया लेकिन ये इंटरनेट पे यूजिंग से जा रहा है।
प्रोग्राम डेटा नहीं, आपका स्क्रीन नहीं दिखेगा मुझे क्लियर।
तो सर मैं इस पे ऑन कर रहा हूँ, फिर आप देखिए।
सर व्यू में जाके क्या
सर
करना है
हेलो सर।
हाँ हाँ
सर
बोलिए ना।
हमको 3D व्यू के लिए उधर सेलेक्ट करेगा ना, हमको साउथ पोल नॉर्थ पोल ऐसा दिखाएगा ना वो साइड टॉप राइट कॉर्नर में
हम्म, ये वाला?
हमको। हाँ हाँ सर हाँ।
हाँ वो ये 3D व्यू में।
वो वाला डालेगा, वो वाला क्लिक करेगा तो हमको यही वाला दिखेगा, तो अगर दिखता है ना सर पूरा, नहीं तो नहीं दिखेगा ना।
मतलब मैं नहीं समझा, ये व्यू नहीं दिख रहा है क्या आपको?
वही दिख रहा है, मतलब आप आफ्टर मॉडल कंप्लीशन वी गो फॉर 3D व्यू। 3D व्यू है ना सर, उधर 3D व्यू को जाएगा तो हमको ये वाला नॉर्थ पोल साउथ पोल ये वाला दिखाना पड़ेगा ना।
हाँ वो दिखता है ना, ऑटोमेटिक दिखता है।
ओके ओके।
मेरा स्क्रीन दिख रहा है क्या आपको?
जी
हाँ
सर
दिख रहा
दिख
है
रहा
सर,
है।
दिख रहा है।
हाँ ये देखो, अभी मैं 3D में गया ना तो 3D में वो आता ही है, ये देखो अभी मैं 3D में जंप किया तो ये आता ही है, ये बाय डिफॉल्ट आता है, ये इससे आप रोटेट कर सकते हैं आपको मॉडल पे। सो आई थिंक सबको है ना प्रोग्राम डेटा का प्रॉब्लम इशू है, तो आप क्या करो, ये देखो, अगर पहले क्या चेक करो, इंटरनेट एक्सप्लोरर पे जाओ, ठीक है। फिर यहाँ पे गए ना आप, सो ये व्यू का जो ऑप्शन है, मेरा स्क्रीन देखो सब लोग, ये व्यू पे यहाँ पे क्लिक करो और ये जो शो का बटन है इस पे क्लिक करो। ये हिडन आइटम्स है ना, ये ऑन ऑन रखो, ठीक है। ये होने के बाद यहाँ पे सी ड्राइव पे जाओ आप, आपके सी ड्राइव पे, उसमें प्रोग्राम डेटा, ये देखो ये प्रोग्राम डेटा है ना, हिडन फोल्डर है, इसलिए आपको दिखता नहीं है क्योंकि आपका हिडन फोल्डर ऑफ है वहां से। सो ये हिडन प्रोग्राम डेटा, ऑटोडेस्क, उसके बाद रेविट 2018 ये वाला, फिर उसके बाद ये लाइब्रेरीज, ये आपके लाइब्रेरीज में सब आ गए। ये पाथ मैं आपको चैट बॉक्स में शेयर करता हूँ, आपकी इस पे चेक करो। ये अगर वहां पे नहीं है तो वो आईटी वाले बंदे को बोलो कि मुझे कॉपी करके दे, वो कॉपी करके देगा आपको, ठीक है।
सर
जी
प्रोग्राम
सर।
डेटा में कौन सा वाला देखने का सर?
क्या क्या
प्रोग्राम डेटा में कौन सा वाला सर?
देखो ना सर, आपको अभी मैंने डाला है, ये देखो इस पे चैट बॉक्स पे, प्रोग्राम डेटा, ऑटोडेस्क, रेविट 2018, लाइब्रेरीज इंडिया, ठीक है। और उससे पहले अगर आपका ये फोल्डर ही दिखता नहीं है प्रोग्राम डेटा का, तो आप ये चेक करो, आपका यहाँ पे व्यू में जाके, शो में जाके हिडन आइटम्स ये ऑन रखो, ठीक है। मैं ये इसका स्क्रीन शेयर देता वो भी करता हूँ, अच्छा लगा शायद। व्यू, व्यू हिडन आइटम्स, इसमें जाओ व्यू में, उसमें शो में जाओ और उसमें हिडन आइटम्स ऑन रखो, ऑन, ये दिया है मैंने, देखो, ठीक है। अगर आपका प्रोजेक्ट ब्राउजर और प्रॉपर्टीज टूल बार नहीं दिखता है, तो आप व्यू में जाके यूजर इंटरफेस में ऑन करेंगे, प्रोजेक्ट एंड प्रोजेक्ट ब्राउजर, ये आप व्यू में जाएंगे और इंटरफेरेंस, यूजर इंटरफेरेंस में चेक करोगे, ठीक है। तो कल कल अभी क्लास नहीं है, तो आप ये सॉफ्टवेयर का इशू सॉल्व कर लो कल, ठीक है।
सर
हेलो,
आपसे जैसे बातचीत करनी होगी तो कैसे करेंगे सर? कोई नंबर वगैरह कुछ?
दिया है ना सर, चैट बॉक्स में दिया है, देखो, 9881243979।
सर इंडिया में ज्यादा दिख रहा है ऑप्शन, उसमें कौन सा वाला है सर?
इंडिया में क्या?
अभी वो रिवेट 2018 लाइब्रेरीज इंडिया है ना सर, इंडिया तक
हाँ
किया है, मतलब इंडिया में कौन सा वाला सर?
हाँ, अभी आपको क्या चाहिए उसके हिसाब से ना, ये देखो, एक एक मिनट, अभी इधर देखता हूँ, इधर इंसर्ट में लोड फैमिली, अभी आपको क्या चीज चाहिए वो देखो, ये इंडिया में है आप, बराबर।
हाँ
तो
सर, हाँ।
अगर आपको कॉलम चाहिए तो स्ट्रक्चरल कॉलम पे क्लिक करो, बीम चाहिए तो स्ट्रक्चरल फ्रेमिंग पे क्लिक करो,
ओके ओके ओके
ओके।
ओके सर,
हम्म
ओके सर।
चलेगा चलेगा। तो कल का दिन है आपके पास, सॉफ्टवेयर का जो भी इशू है वो सॉर्ट आउट कर लो, ठीक है। हेलो,
ओके
ठीक है
सर।
सर, ओके।
ओके, ठीक है, ओके, थैंक यू, गुड नाइट।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू, गुड नाइट।